Hey watchers, how's it going? So I've literally just finished watching the very first episode of Death Parade, and I can honestly say that I did not expect to see what I saw in this very first episode. Overall, this episode was a mindfuck, and I think the entirety of this anime is going to be a mindfuck. Reason being I say that is because at the beginning of this episode it has a much more darker tone to it. But then it goes into the opening, and the opening is what misled me so much, because they're having a party, or in this case, parade. So the characters are basically smiling, they're partying, they're drinking, there's bums wiggling, and it's just really misleading. Even the disco music is just misleading in itself. So after the opening, it really misled me to think that everything's going to change. It was only the beginning bit that had the darker atmosphere. But boy was I wrong, this episode was just surrounded by death, left, right and centre. The Arbiter, well that's what he calls himself, he reminds me of Jigsaw, and this entire episode reminds me of Saw. So he's basically Jigsaw telling them that they have to play a game in order to survive, and then the two people that are involved in this episode are the very unfortunate that have to play his game in order to survive. Visually, this anime was just amazing. I honestly didn't expect it to turn out the way that it did, which again took me by surprise because the guy in this episode, his facial expressions was not what I expected at all, and it's not the type of thing you'd usually see in an anime. So then the unfortunate couple get put in a situation where they have to go up against each other at a game of darts, and whoever wins got told they'll be sent to heaven, and the one that loses was told that they'll be sent to hell. But that doesn't seem to be the case when this episode proceeds. It seems to be more about showing the character's true nature, and the one who has a much purer nature will be reincarnated. The one who doesn't will be sent to hell. But during this game, it was again a complete mindfuck. I didn't know who was telling the truth. The woman was throwing around lies, the man was throwing around paranoia about his wife cheating on him and having an affair, and I just didn't know who to believe because at parts she was very convincing. So it was just going back and forth. I believe him, I believe her, I believe him, I believe her. But in the end, she did win the game, but overall, he was the one that got reincarnated. So to me, it seems more about, it doesn't matter who wins and who loses, it's more about putting them in a situation where they reveal their true nature. If the husband was willing to give his own life for the wife, he would be reincarnated regardless, and the wife would be sent to hell because she was only thinking about herself. My overall thoughts about this episode was it was simply amazing. I cannot wait to see more. I really hope that they'll reveal more information about it in the future so we can find out more about what this world is, because my theory is that it's more about limbo, it's between life and death. Visually, it was just amazing. Character wise, I can't really say as we've only seen the Arbiter. At the end of the episode we get a short preview of two extra characters, one of which seems to be a newbie, so perhaps in further episodes they'll explain things to her which will actually benefit us as we know very little about this at this point. Story wise, I don't think there'll be a major storyline to this, it'll just be about these people who have been put in this place to judge others and then send them off to hell or be reincarnated. But overall rating, I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think, and like always guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.